Today's National Animal Cracker Day, and a simple way to celebrate this would be to have a couple animal crackers as a snack. But if ever there was a day to build an entire zoo out of animal crackers, today's the day. To build our zoo, I've broken it down into 3 basic steps: brainstorming, baking, and building. The first step is brainstorming. I've drawn out a plan of what the zoo will look like, and I stole some of my brother's old train tracks to build a framework of what the size of the zoo will be like. Let's get started. There are 13 main animal cracker types, and the plan is for most of these to have their own exhibits, except for in the middle there will be a petting zoo where there will be horses, donkeys, goats, and cats. Alright, the framework is built, and now I have to lay out where all the exhibits will be. Okay, the entrance will be here. We have some longer exhibits in the back, some shorter and wider exhibits on the sides, and then in the middle we're going to put a petting zoo. And now we'll take some measurements and get to baking. I refrigerated my dough as sheets so it was easier to roll out while still keeping it relatively cold so that it could keep its shape better. And I rolled this animal cracker dough out on some plastic wrap so that it wouldn't stick to the table, and I wouldn't have to lift it off with a bunch of spatulas because these were very big pieces that I was constructing. I then measured and cut all of the pieces for the bases and the fences between the exhibits. I started off using a ruler and the dimensions I had written down, but I learned that I'm not so great at cutting straight lines. Oof. So instead, I made some templates of all the exact sizes for the bases that I needed, and I used these as a nice guide with some straight lines that I could easily follow, and this went a lot smoother than before. Although I did still just eyeball the fences, but they turned out alright. After cutting out all of the shapes that I needed, I flipped them onto a baking sheet. This was the best method I found to reduce cracks in the dough. I then gently removed the plastic wrap from each of the dough pieces, revealing the nice, smooth, beautiful animal cracker dough underneath. Just like so. Next, they all got to take a little trip, and I popped them in the oven. I baked these for a little while until they were a nice crunchy cracker-like consistency. Am I baking at 2 in the morning or 2 in the afternoon? You'll never know. After a while, took them out. They were golden brown most of the time, and slid each of them off of the cookie sheet into their respective places around our nice train track framework of the zoo, making all the bases for the exhibits. And for the most part, my measurements worked out and they fit together pretty well. After sliding the last few into place, I made icing to decorate and glue the exhibits together.